Hi, and welcome to this week's headlines. I'm Sharaad and here are the highlights. The week started with good news for the government after it received an upgrade in the US State Department's Trafficking in Persons report. From the bottom Tier 3 position, we've moved up to Tier 2 watch list. This does not mean we've done enough to end human trafficking, but it does mean that the US can include us in the fast-track Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement negotiations. A fragment of a plane wing washed up on a beach in the Reunion Islands. It sparked talk that the mystery of MH370 will soon be solved. It could be good news after dozens of false starts. This is the most compelling piece of evidence yet, and it will take just a few days to match the serial number on the plane part to the actual Boeing 777. British Prime Minister David Cameron arrived in Kuala Lumpur Thursday to a government mired in crisis and scandal. It's been bad news for the trade and anti-terrorism agenda, which has played second fiddle to questions about the timing of Cameron's visit. In response, Cameron had his national security advisor meet members of the federal opposition as well as anti-corruption advocates in civil society. Next, the story of the week. And boy, is it a whopper. What a week it's been for Malaysian politics. On Sunday, the Deputy Prime Minister is publicly critical of the handling of the 1MDB controversy. And 2 days later, he's removed in a cabinet reshuffle. On Monday, the Attorney General leading the investigation into 1MDB has his services terminated, but neither he nor the public will be informed of it until the next day. On Tuesday, the special branch gets a new director. On Wednesday, Police HQ in Bukit Aman catches fire at 5 p.m, is out by 8 p.m, but rumors of important documents being destroyed continue to burn. On Thursday, voices of unhappiness about the dismissal of ex-DPM Muhyiddin Yassin gathers pace. Did it begin with his statement, "If the Edge's reports are untrue, then what is the truth?" Or are we seeing just another chapter in the 1MDB story? So was the cabinet reshuffle just that? The PM chooses men and women who best work together. In fact, the PM used the phrase cabinet jitu, working in harmony. Perhaps it was, but the consequence for the multi-agency probe has been paralyzing. Home Minister Zahid Hamidi takes over as Deputy Prime Minister. He now has two portfolios. But the Deputy Home Minister is Noor Jazlan, once the chairman of the Public Accounts Committee. 3 BN members of the PAC were also elevated to junior cabinet positions, throwing the committee into confusion. Noor Jazlan, who only weeks ago said he had first to complete his work on the 1MDB probe, now says he's committed to upholding law and order. Without a chair and a committee that is not reflective of the Assembly, the PAC's hearings has come to a halt. First, a new chairman has to be appointed in October before the PAC probe can continue. This means that 1MDB CEO Shahrul Halmi and President Arul Kandasamy are not going to be in the hot seat anytime soon. Protests from Deputy Chairman Tan Seng Yao DAP looks set to fall on deaf ears. But doesn't the public still have the Auditor General and the Special Task Force to investigate the controversy? At this point, all we know is that the Auditor General's report is under lock and key till the end of the year, and that the PAC is in limbo till October. Now remember, the Auditor General presented his interim findings on 1MDB to the PAC. It's supposed to be under wraps till the end of the year, but a senior minister came out and declared that the report found nothing amiss in 1MDB's governance. PAC member Tony Phua protested, but to no effect. Let's leave that aside and go back to the Attorney General Ghani Patael, who was told on Tuesday that his medical condition prevented him from completing the remaining months of his contract. Remember too, the Attorney General's chambers, Bank Negara, MACC, and the police make up the task force formed earlier in the year. But they really came into prominence when they authorized the seizure of files and froze bank accounts, following allegations in the Wall Street Journal that $700 million had moved through the Prime Minister's personal bank account. It looked like the task force was moving in on 1MDB and the people behind it. Is that why Ghani had to go? The Sharaad report seems to think so. Now the others in the task force are Bank Negara's Zeti, MACC's Abu Qasim, and Khalid, the IGP. Your task? Watch these faces. Thank you so much for joining me on Headlines, and remember, the price of liberty is eternal vigilance. Watch those faces.